the original Titan is the universe. Peace and greetings, family. This is the original Titan. We're talking about red, white, blue, and yellow, the colors of the heptads and the meanings that they hold as they lead us through the moons of the Zodiac calendar. Now, the color of yellow heptad represents power, ripens, and fruit. In every cycle of the calendar, whether it's the castles, the wave spells, galactic seasons, harmonics, chromatics, heptads, there's always a becoming and a returning. We begin a moon in the red heptad, where we are becoming. Before the moon is finished, we start the returning process after receiving our reward of whatever we've gained in the yellow heptad. Power. That's having control, authority, and influence over our own selves. We have our new change. We have evolved. Our liberation is appreciated after going through the processes of the red, white, and blue heptads. If we didn't learn anything or we refused to work on ourselves and we didn't evolve, that means that we have no power or control over things like bad habits, faulty reasoning, nasty attitudes, and so forth. And we may even hear some people say, well, that's just how I am, which is a cop-out phrase. And it kind of reminds us of the 6 negative electronic lines of force like sigma, kappa, and per. To refresh your memory on those, you can go to the playlist Cosmic Electricity or tutorials. Ripens. That's the completion, perfection, or an improvement on our own selves. Now, the word ripen may bring to mind a sweet piece of fruit. Now, love, peace, and prosperity can also be considered a ripened lifestyle after we've put in the work. There's a sense of relief when we can exhale and take a rest from our mental, emotional, and spiritual battles. When something hasn't been ripened, it's not ready. And we know that from relationships that we may have been in. There's no perfection or improvement when something isn't ready, when it isn't ripened. We can use the same analogy with the ripened fruit. How mad do we get when we purchase some fruit and it's not sweet? We spew it out, or we possibly throw it away, unless we have a pet or something to eat it. But the point of the matter is, how upset are we when our life partners, our relationships, our family members, people who we care about, don't try and evolve? Especially when we're giving it the best that we've got on our end. We may feel frustrated, duped, foolish, even tricked. But our heart of hearts may desire to end the relationship for something better. We want to be equally yoked and not feel like we're carrying the whole load all the time. Fruit. Fruit can equate to having the best. It can be thought of as always having enough, more than enough of the goodies. Goodies such as good health, good fortune, good intellect, logic, and awareness, good relationships, good food, good water. Having the best in our dwelling spaces and places. These types of fruits are rewards earned. Even though we can earn money, we can buy food, we can buy water, the best of it. But when we don't evolve, we keep ourselves in a lower vibratory frequency where bad health, unfortunate circumstances, faulty intellect and logic and awareness live. There are no catching a break moments there, which cause many people to be mad at God. But it's up to us to not be lazy or too sensitive to go through the cycles of the red, white, blue, and yellow heptad. If not, it'll cause us more harm than good. We want to be gods and goddesses, and we use the names of our ancestors to refer to ourselves. But are we willing to go through what it takes to have, know, and use the powers that belong to such names? Because talk is cheap. Anybody can change their name, but are you living up to it? Playtime is over. Either we're going to claim and take the power that we need to join the rest of the universe, Or we're going to keep waiting on someone to take care of us emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Today is Ken 154, the White Spectral Wizard, with the power of timelessness, action to enchant, and the essence of receptivity. We're going to look at the matrices of time, space, and synchronicity as it pertains to the yellow heptad, power, ripens, fruit. Time, V17, H19. Time is a universal factor of synchronization, which can range high and wide. In regards to the yellow heptad, we can narrow down those universal factors that are affected by the touch of cosmic Q in beta beta, channel of the fourth time dimension, and the third mental sphere of waking conscious mediumship. With time being on the touch of cosmic Q, this means that we can use our sense of mental touch to invoke higher cosmic thoughts. Whatever we imagine how our power should feel like, look like, as well as what we want to ripen in our lives, along with the fruits of our labor. We can mentally build these constructs. Remember, this is the fourth time dimension where ideas, dreams, intentions, and desires reside. When we change our mundane thoughts to higher cosmic ones with the sense of touch, that touch can be external, internal, or etheric. We become the architects of our own outcome. Remember, time, factored by energy, is art. Space, V5, H18. Space is an infinitely locatable point. It is directly on psi n in the alpha beta channel. We're receiving psychosensory information as a result from how we interpret the energy that we have between the consciousness and the senses. This is informative samadhi, this area here. It's where the informative samadhi works with the subconscious. We might ask ourselves, how is our space being informed pertaining to power, ripens, and fruit? Remember, space is infinitely locatable, so it can be an external experience, internal experience, or an etheric experience. And some may be receiving mental power, in other words. Some may have supernatural power to come online after the subconscious gives it total recall. Perhaps our spaces are filled with the fruits of peace and joy and love and harmony. At any rate, that's a question that we must answer for ourselves. Synchronicity, V12, H15. Synchronicity is the operation of a higher moving template of mathematical order that coordinates all phenomena telepathically. Now that's the clinical definition, okay? So I'm going to define it as synchronicity being responsible for making sure that events happen for us in the third dimension. Everything comes together in and on time because there are no coincidences. And here we find synchronicity on the UR harmonic rune of 76. The command of cosmic creation enlightens the firmament. This is the second octave of the trio cosmic fire. Now, the firmament is like a boundary or a demarcation line. So we're talking metaphysical stuff here now, not so much the literal firmament. Because everyone's divine decree or our request for power ripens fruit, they're going to be different. So the firmament has to be enlightened or informed so that it can know the boundaries of the request, what can come up to it and what cannot pass by it, which is why we should be as detailed as possible as to what we decree. In retrospect, we can see the importance of time in beta beta, where our sense of touch in cosmic cube is in higher cosmic thoughts. We want big power. We want big ripen. We want big fruit, especially when we put in big work. So in short, our synchronicity occurs after the firmament is enlightened. Again, this is why our order for the type of power, ripening, and fruit that we desire should be as detailed as possible. Peace to the gods.